guys, and welcome to a different sort of style of video upload. This time I decided to try and edit this footage that I got in SHAREfactory and then sort of voice overlay as it's going. So here we're doing a mission to set up relay satellites in orbit around Kerbin. The reason why is so we can use it to play maneuver nodes to get to the Mun and Minmus again, make it a lot easier. And that's just a quick build of my rocket design. It was very basic. I was going to add boosters to it, but then I thought, well, let's test it and see if it actually needs it. Turns out it didn't. So I think the first one is we're just doing a simple orbit around Kerbin. It's not just a normal, easy orbit to get in. Like it's straight to the east. So I think it stays at like about 120 kilometers up, something like that. Not too sure. But here, this is the second time I've gotten into orbit, like a proper orbit. Because in all my other videos that I've put up, they've just been straight to Minmus or the Mun, like just straight up from the launch pad to the planet. So this is the second mission I've done where I've gotten into orbit, which is pretty easy now, at least for this simple setup. I still don't know the correct, like what the things on the gimbal mean. Like I know one's retrograde and one's prograde, but I haven't really fiddled with much of that yet. All to happen eventually. So I put a fuel tank and engine on the satellite purely because, one, I didn't know if I'd have enough fuel to get into orbit, and two, if we did have enough fuel, I'd be able to maneuver it around and make it go further out or change its orbit trajectory. So there's the first one. I've just released it in a nice stable orbit of 120 kilometers, which is good. And coming into land. Pretty easy orbit and descent. I wasn't actually too worried about this one. I tried to aim for the Kerbal launch place, whatever it's called. I can't remember, but I undershot it. I thought I had a better trajectory than that, but yeah, the atmosphere sort of slowed me down more than what I was expecting. And we did make a successful landing there. It's just editing on SHAREfactory on PS4 is a lot. It's pretty hard actually. Like, it's taken me a long time to learn the very, very, very basics of it. But anyway, this is the second satellite. Went with the same design of the rocket because, well, it worked the first time, so surely it'll work the second time. And we're going for a sort of a... Okay, the best relation I can put this to is like the way the ISS travels around the Earth, but the actual orbital trajectory of this is a lot less, or yeah, I think it's a lot less than what the ISS does. Maybe it's the same, I'm not too sure. But I just thought, well, hey, if we put one going this way and then put one going the other way, they'd sort of like cover the whole planet eventually as it rotated. So I'm just getting up to apoapsis. This one's a little bit higher because I overshot what my goal was, and I overshot the apoapsis right there. So I have to quickly line up and get this burn happening, because I'm already starting to fall back. And here I sort of fiddle with the gimbal. I think it's this one. No, it must be the next one I do. But anyway, I've got it all. Got that one in orbit for a decent angle, I reckon. Yeah, I think that maybe that's too much from what the ISS has, because that seems pretty eccentric. Then again, what do I know? So we release that one. Jebediah is going great. He's loving it up in that capsule. And we're just trying to get as close to the KSC, that's it. just because it saves on fuel costs for them to pick them up. Like, you don't lose money. Because the further away you are from KSC, I think costs more. Or at least, that's what it feels like. At least on PC when I played it then. And I wish I could play it there now, but I can't. Because my PC shit. But yeah, on there it used to cost more. I figure it's the same. Anyway, just shooting for... I tried to land like right on the coastline here. Just sort of learning my aero brakes and how much the atmosphere actually reacts with it. Here I'm just spinning it around, spinning my spacecraft around, just for the lulz, I guess. And we're coming in. I'm quite happy with this first version of satellites that I'm putting up. I know once I unlock more science, I'm gonna make bigger ones and all that, so stay tuned for that because I'm pretty keen for that. So the reason why I've edited like this is purely because I think it's a lot easier to watch rather than watching me live stream. And I don't know, maybe more people will enjoy it. But anyway, I put boosters on this time, just the medium solid rocket boosters, because I thought, well, I have to wait until the planet rotates to do the same thing for the other misaligned satellite, I guess you could say, the angled satellite. And then, like, while editing this, I was like, well, no, I didn't have to do that. I could have just changed my trajectory on liftoff. But anyway, so I thought I'd put a satellite a little bit further out, just because when we, like, traveling to the Mun or Minmus, I don't know if the ones that are really close to Kerbin will actually be strong enough to send a signal to the other satellites, and we may even have to put more up just to allow planning maneuvers. I realized I had a bit more fuel, I could go a bit further, so I bring it up to like nearly 5 million meters, is that? I think so. Yeah. So that's what, 5,000 kilometers. And then, yeah, I kind of stuffed up here. I forgot that I didn't release the satellite into the orbit. So I was like, ah, crap, and I had to raise my apoapsis. And I'm so glad I put fuel tanks with engines on my satellites, for this very reason. Otherwise I would have had to restart and launch again. So we're just coming into land again. We're coming in a little bit faster this time, so stuff starts heating up. I'm not too sure what that is, if that's the ablator or a parachute on the side of my spacecraft. But anyway, needless to say, nothing blows up. Spinning around, trying to create some drag and stuff. Slow down a bit more, and we get an ocean landing this time. So, I think, yeah, because I was editing on SHAREfactory, you don't actually get to see many of these actually touch the ground for a land. Anyways, before I launched my next satellite, I went to the tracking station and went to this satellite and just decided to put it in its rightful place where I wanted it in the first place. This was the one where I was messing around on the gimbal. So you're just trying to like make it a perfect orbit, and I went to those blue prograde and retrograde markers. Don't know what they're called because I haven't learned them yet. Anyways, I was like, yeah, surely that's long enough to wait. Now I checked my map and it's basically the same spot that I launched my other satellite on an angle. So I was like, well, god damn it, I have to restart this. So I quickly revert to launch. I speed up to get us in the perfect alignment so they will like crisscross instead of looking crisscrossing it like a higher above the equator or below the equator. And then I thought, well, seeing as I've launched the first one on this angle, let's just do it again. And it actually worked out first try. Well, yeah, first try of launching from here. And I think we try and get this one to about 120 kilometers as well, but again, this was recorded like 2 weeks ago. I've just been editing slowly, cutting it out, rendering it, re-editing, you know, all that stuff to try and bring the actual video time down a little bit, just so everyone doesn't have to sit there and watch a 2 hour stream of me building a spacecraft, launching it, reverting, all that sort of stuff. But I think I only reverted once on this, like launching all these satellites. But anyway, that is number 4, satellite number 4 for now. I think that's nearly it. I think that's all I put in. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's 4. I'm sure it is. And that's the last one. So we come down to the ground. And we make another safe landing here, but I think it cuts out just before the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned.